Alright, so this part of the series, I am going to focus on how to create the pattern. Alright, so a lot of times what I would like to do is create my pattern and trace it and put it on a stencil. But of course, it has to start somewhere. Now this piece of paper is not that long. So, let me see how big it is. This is basically a standard 8.5. It might be by 14 right now. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it to an 8.5 right quick. That way, it could be more uniform. And hopefully this paper won't mess up, because this is not regular white paper. So I'm gonna cut that off. Okay. Okay. So basically what happens is, with a perfect cut, generally my cuts don't start out this small. Like an 8.5 by 8.5 would be really, really good for like a child size one. So from this corner, I'm going to measure out 8.5. I can't even see the 8.5 up here. The sticker is like, there we go. So from this corner to this 8.5, and I'm just going to keep going around to that 8.5. 8.5. 8.5. And that's going to go on until I get all the way to the corner for real. I'm going to do a little small one right here. 8.5. 8.5. I'm going to leave it there. So what happens next is you start to join the lines. You can use a tool, but I'm just going to freehand right now, because this is what I have. And as I freehand it, I, continue to make sure it becomes a circle of some sort. And the pattern is basically 1/4 of a circle. Go all the way to the corner. I really should have went to the corner with this one, but I didn't. Here we go. Now I fixed it. So then normally I would just cut this part out. right? And to create and remind myself when I'm using it, I'm going to make a 1x1 square right here. And I'm going to write fold, because generally that's going to be my fold. And when I used to make them, I used to do, so this one is 8.5 inches. And I would consider this like a baby size. I'm just going to put a baby. So I would consider this like a baby size. So essentially, open, this would be double the size. So it would be actually 17 inches. So to create this, you would need a piece of paper that's like 17 inches by 17 inches. Not paper, fabric. You need a piece that's 17 by 17, and then you're going to fold it, and then you're going to fold it again. So you do like this. So do my distance. Say this is my 17 inch by 17 inch paper, right? I'm going to fold it once, and I'm going to fold it again. And this is my corner. And I would sit it here, and I would cut the fabric out that way, okay? Let me get a piece of fabric real quick so it can all come together. Okay, I'll use this blue one because I can part with this one right now. It's not a big deal. So, let me cut a piece of it out. Okay, so this piece might not quite be the same size, but this is a demonstration. So I will cut my large piece out. I will fold it once, and then I will fold it twice. Oh, it's close to this side, yay! And then because this is my fold, that is the corner that I'm going to put my pattern in. Okay, this is, I know this is uneven, but we're going to cut it out anyway. I'm going to use, this is a weight, and I'm going to cut it out because I want my circle. Okay, so this is going to be my baby size. Ain't that cute? So basically, the 18 and a half, I mean 8.5 by 8.5 is, this is the size that you would get, right? So again, with the paper, to create the stencil, I use this. This is a clear cutting mat from the $1.25 store. They generally come large enough to make a 11 by 11 inch, which is still a good size. I'm working with 12s now, but 11 is a great point. So that's basically 22 inch by 22 inch fabric. See how I got my fold? And I basically, if I had the clear piece in front of me, I would lay this out and I would just cut this out. I would. And you can cut this with scissors. So that is how to make a quick, easy pattern. Now, of course, like I said, the sizes will vary. So with me saying that I normally, this comes at an 11 by 11. Again, well, to be able to cut comfortably, you can do an 11 inch by 11 inch is the largest I was able to cut. They come two in a pack. So again, the 11 by 11, you will want one to be at least 22 inches by 22 inches when you fold it to cut it. That will give you a nice comfortable size. One that's large enough for a person that has like a decent amount of hair. I'm not saying like a, long, nothing like that, but yeah, that's it.